so we get moving, and yeah, just fill the trailer up, get back to the yard, and then this one will sit on wheels till back at the grading line. Mark Roberts will have to empty the shed, then clean the grader. So there's a little bit of wait time involved, but getting up the field, getting some bulbs on wheels, then I can get back to the yard and they can set up, and I can do some other jobs. I was a silly boy, I let the arms down to give the back end a bit more oil, because it can tip the Larrington without dropping the arms, but the Marshall, for some reason, it wants more oil. I don't know, maybe it's just the ram sizes it doesn't like. But I dropped the arms, of course that bar then pulled the bloody tailgate open. Tailgate pipes off. There we go. There we go, positively shut. Right, let's get on the top. So we're now in the 6230 with the horrible top on the back. I call it horrible. It does a good job of what it does, but it's basically a massive flywheel that spins at a half ratio of, yeah, I remember that, gearbox, because we were looking into gearboxes for the beginning of the season. It's a 1 to 2 reduction, so the PTO is spinning at 540, so the gearbox is spinning at 270 I think, yeah, 270. So when it's a flywheel that is like 1.5 meters wide, you know, it's a hell of a thing. It's lethal really. I mean, you can see we've got mesh guard behind the window here, and we were using perspex, but what we'd always end up doing was the past couple of years. The first year we had a perspex sheet, we then cut the perspex sheet up to use for other things. Second year we got another perspex sheet, cut that up for other things as well. So this year I had the job to go and get a new perspex sheet, and by mistake I bought a thinner one. I didn't realise at the time, because I thought, bloody hell, they're quite expensive sheets. Sheet to cover that window, you're looking at 40 to 60 quid. So I accidentally picked up the skinnier. So there was then a decent bit of wind one night, comes to the tractor, snapped in half, no good. At which point I said, well, I've got this mesh for the hedge cutter. We've never fitted it to when we do the hedge cutting. So we'll fit it to this. So we've got proper little spring clips at the bottom, and then a bungee cord around the work lights at the top. And I don't want to jinx it, but I'm happy with it. But yeah, that's all I've really got to report. All we're trying to do is leave sort of an inch of soil above the bulbs, which are roughly there at the minute. Just tweak the spool, the first spool, which alters the depth of the roller. So there's two rollers, and then the rotor which spins in the middle. And you can adjust the front one with a handle, which you get out of the cab to do. Obviously turn everything off. Because I wouldn't want it for one. I think the price will drag you in and you wouldn't even know about it. And then you've got the rear one, which we've retrofitted many years ago to be on a ramp. So the front one we've got fairly well set, and then we just tweak the back one just to give it that final little pitch, which then makes the difference in a couple of inches where you're trying to just uncover the bolts a little bit better. Actually, lift it out a little bit. We're starting to see bolts come here a little bit. So that's all you need to do. Just keep an eye, tweak it a little bit. Jobs are good. You have a look and tell me that's not a lethal bloody weapon. Look at that. Well, that's the trailer dump back at the yard. So, filled that up, got back, had lunch, and then we're tipped up. And we're in a bit of a rush today because Washes somehow managed to do 39, no, you say 29 or 34? I think he's done 34 boxes already today, which is a pretty good streak for him. So we need to get moving because he's going through bulbs like crazy. He's currently cleaning down because we've just changed variety. This is the first lot of the new stuff. So we've got a little bit of time, but we ought to be moving. So we shall get moving leaving the field again with my second trailer. I think that might be it for today because I don't think Mark's coming back up. So we shall get back on the road. Get going. Most importantly, get home. So the sun is at the worst height now, so sometimes I do creep out on the T-junction. It's a bit of a hard corner to see out of, but with the sun this low at the minute, you can see how much it's bloody blinding me. I'm not going to risk it. I'm going to go the long way around, which is a pain because I don't really like going the long way around. It doesn't take many more minutes. It's just you have to go through gates. There is the golden rule of thumb, and you've got to make sure your gates are shut behind you. So I think I just don't like getting off the heated seat at the minute. I'm being a right snob. The heated seat life. Oh yeah. This is a very good day indeed. We have got snow all around us, and we've finished lifting the big field of Gladiolus bulbs. I've got the last load from this field in my little Marshall trailer, and I am now going to head back to the yard. But this is not necessarily the good news you'd think finishing the big field would be, because now we're going back to the little field. And I did do a couple of clips on the little field. The little field is wet. It's yeah, but we've walked it, and the frost and the snow has actually made it hard on top. So you might actually be able to run the trailers down alongside again. But it's just one of those things. We've just got to put the lights on. We've just got to see how it goes, because ultimately, if we're going to end up, you know, filling the trailer full of soil, which is kind of what we were doing when we were first on the field, you've got to kind of weigh up, is this field worth it? So that's where we're at. We're just going to try it. We'll see how it goes. I mean, ultimately, yes, it's nice to get the bulbs back in, but if they're going to be a pain, if they're not going to be worthwhile, you do have to weigh up your costs. It's the same with any crop. Sometimes it's just not worth the time. I mean, there are some years with more traditional, like, I don't know, I know plenty of farmers who have drilled oilseed rape. They've waited for something to come up, and then it's been attacked by flea beetle. You ain't got to weigh up what's still left in the field that's going to grow, and what's not. You got to weigh up, is that little bit that's left going to be covering the cost of the bit that's dead? Probably not. So what do? They then drill spring barley or something over it. So at least, yes, they've lost money, but they're changing the plan and going with something else which they know is going to return. Same with this field. It's that wet. If we're going to fill a trailer from just doing one run, we've got to have that conversation with ourselves. Is it going to be worth it? Because especially if we're going to have a lot of time trying to get through the field because it's wet. I mean, it's hard on top, but the water's just like a table. So we'll just see how it goes. Let's try it. But I'll head back to the yard to tip up. I'm going to have a sandwich. Got a heated seat on. I'm in a nice warm cab. Modern farming, what a dream. just out in Dad's truck, now about to do a bit of a parts run, but he asked me to come have a look at the daft field down the marsh, and I forget how nice it is. Like, I'm sure Potato Boys have this as well with the ridges and the snow. It just looks brilliant. I love it. Just thought I'd share that with you, really. So we do get snow in Britain, and when we do, it usually means that nobody knows how to drive. But it does make the fields look very pretty.